How am I looking?
Looking good. Right there, yep. That's one thing.
Greetings, it's Bishop Joseph again, and I am here. I hope to encourage you. This has been an amazing season that we have been in as believers, as people who are living in a world that we've never lived in before, in a time that we've never seen before. And I have a word for you, and I think the Easter season, of course, we're in the Easter season. This is post-Easter Day and post-resurrection. So my concern is to focus on what took place in the lives of Jesus and his disciples after his resurrection. And I begin talking about it in our church for our Easter resurrection service. And you can go to our website and pick up on that. And you can also go to the website, ccop.org, and get the notes that I put on our website for the messages. I want to talk about something that I'm calling the Emmaus Paradox. And this story takes place, you can find it in Luke 24, verses 16 through 32. And in that story, there are several things that I feel Jesus touched upon that I would like to address in our next 3 days as we're together. And I want to deal with this issue of unbelief, because if Jesus did anything at all, he rebuked his disciples continually for their unbelief. And it's as though he was unwilling to have compassion on them. He was unwilling to identify with their predicament. He was unwilling to identify with their loss, their grief, their suffering, because there was something more insidious at work that he knew that if he didn't address and do some serious surgery, he was going to have a challenge with these men that God had given him to go ahead and produce the church that we are now a part of. And I want to talk about it because we miss the point at times that Jesus did not come in and say, hey guys, it's okay, I'm alive. He came in and he said to them, hey guys, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Where did this all come from? And so with these two disciples, and this is an amazing story. I love it. I love to preach it. I love to talk about it because it addresses some of the most significant things that we are dealing with right now in this season. And I'm going to talk about unbelief as it is a corrosive element in our world. It is a contrarian element in our world. It's contagious. Unbelief has the potential to cause people who are believing, if they listen to you, to not believe any longer. And here's what happened with Jesus. When he encountered these two men, the same day he was raised from the dead, they were walking along, commiserating with one another, talking about how bad things were and how their hopes are now dashed and they're not going to see the fulfillment of all the things that they've been believing God for. And Jesus walks along, just comes right up next to them without identifying himself. And he asks them, what are you guys talking about? And they begin to talk to him about the current events, questioning why he's even asking that. And then they said these words, we had hoped that he would be the one who would deliver Israel. We had hoped. And so Jesus begins to confront that, and he confronts that with two words, two phrases, O foolish men and slow of heart to believe. Foolish and slow of heart to believe. He's addressing the issue of why they are in the predicament of hopelessness. We had hoped. They are no longer identifying with the Father of all who are faithful, who Paul says in Romans chapter 4, verse 18. Listen to this. In hope, against hope, he believed so that he might become. I want you to listen to this. In hope, against hope, he believed so that he might become. And I believe the answer here, as we go along for the next 3 days, we're going to confront this issue of unbelief, and we're going to tie together what it is that Jesus gave them that prepared them for the season they're in. I want you to know he's already given us something to prepare us for this season. And I want to encourage you, walk through it knowing that God has given you a promise that he has to keep, because that's his nature. God bless you. I'm Bishop Joseph, and I'm so happy to be an encourager and to tell you that God loves you and he's still got great plans for your life. God bless.